Welcome back to Gun and Shot TV. And I don't know if you like playing poker, but it looks like you've been cheating at cards. As a result, I would pull out something like this. This is a pocket Derringer, and this is not actually a quality Derringer. As I talked about in my IG Model 15 video, this is actually a crappy import Derringer from the 60s or 70s era. Um, this was imported by IG, which was a company that would import knives and such from Germany. As you can see on the authentic holster, it says IG Cutlery, Germany. So during the 60s, the economy wasn't that great over there, so you could get really cheap guns to be imported and sold at $10 brand new in the box, Jennings and High Point prices. So this is actually marked IG, but it was not made by IG. It was made by an Italian company, and I don't actually know which company. If I was able to decipher the proofs, I could probably give you a little more info. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and give you some better detail on this piece. So here we have the Derringer. Now this is a 22 long rifle copy of the older, I think, Colt Derringers. There was a whole bunch of different pocket Derringers. There's a lever on this side that runs a cam that locks into this notch. So if you open it, you can swing it open. You've got 2 rounds fit in there. I'm going to muzzle sweep myself here. There's a little ejector that's not even on a spring, just has a screw retaining it. And you put your 222 rounds in there, close her up, close this latch, and single action, so you pull it back and fire each round with this very shitty, heavy, terrible to access trigger. As you can see, it's not a very great gun. These were made at a time when, people would carry one in a muff or something like that and use it for defense. So they weren't really given thought about adequate sights and such. Like there's a tiny notch and a tiny front blade, but I don't think you could hit anything with this if you were trying and you had birdshot. So this gun is actually, like I said, a cheap Italian imported by German 60s Saturday Night Special junk gun. As you can see, the grip on this side is some old plastic and it's falling apart. I don't know if it'll make it through this video. It is cracked and crumbling so bad. The gun itself, I know one of the cylinders, or one of the barrels I guess it would be, does not fire. When you work the hammer, there's a little lever on it that moves, kind of like a teeter-totter, and depending on which stage it's in, it'll fire one barrel then the other, and it just keeps going back and forth. But that part has worn to a point that it's not actually firing one of the barrels. So not a great gun, and definitely, like the grips are trash. If somebody out there has a spare pair of grips for this beast, I'd be interested in them. But I don't intend to shoot it, so it's not really a pressing matter. And as you can see, like I said, it does have the original IG basket weave embossed holster, scabbard, whatever you want to call it. So definitely, like I said, kind of a crappy 60s thing. It was just something my dad bought because he thought it was neat. And at the time, for $10 new, it was probably a decent gun to screw around with. And I think he said my mom used to keep it in her glove box when she was going to college or something. I don't know what she'd do with it. Maybe throw it at them or hope they get scared from seeing it. So for Gun and Shot TV, this is yet another crappy IG product. Like I said, they were a mass importer like Titan or FIE or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones off the top of my head, but a lot of different, or Rome or RG. There was a whole bunch of different German importers of junk guns, but they really got killed by gun control laws tightening, which then made things like Saturday Night Specials harder to import if they didn't meet a certain metallurgical content. So that's why you don't see them so much. If I were to see one of these used and go about picking it up, it would have to be pretty cheap. Like I said, this one's kind of falling apart, and my dad bought it new and, didn't really shoot it that much. So obviously the mechanism inside is not very high quality, and things like the grips are just absolute trash. So I'll have to maybe see about finding a replacement, or maybe just make my own, because I don't think the replacement will hold up any better than these. So definitely neat, a fun, stupid gun to have. I remember as a kid taking out and shooting 22 bird shot through it and stupid stuff, because it is pretty simple to see if he had anything stick in the barrel. So I guess, maybe has some use for that or whatever. But you could get so much more firepower in this size of a gun, even in 22, that it's pretty pointless, other than it's a historical replica or something like that. So for Gun and Shot TV, this is Chris saying thanks for watching. Make sure if you like these videos, hit like, subscribe. In the comments, tell me what you'd like to see. I've got a ton of guns, and I'm going to get to them when I get to them. But if there's something you'd like to see or something you'd like to know about, feel free to leave me a message. Have a great day.